You know, I had a script for this, but while I will be using it a little bit, I will be going off the cuff just as a little heads up because there's so much more that I need to say than what I have written down, and I just don't have it in me to go through rewrites and rewrites and rewrites about this script and topic. It's important, but I just have to get this out here. FTC, YouTube, what the actual hell are you doing? Get off my frickin' nuts. I am sorry for a lack of movement. I am sorry for me being crass about this, but this is a video I need to get out here, and I need to get it out here as rude as possible. And it needs to be said, YouTube screwed up. Yes, shock of all shocks, right? But YouTube screwed up in a way that really threw its creators under the bus by essentially having us, the creators, be used as the targets for the FTC's wrath. I'll be putting links down below for a much more detailed explanation about the situation from other YouTubers, like from Mr. Enter, Noggin, and a few others as well. But essentially, there's a lot of things going on, and the fact of the matter is that not a lot of big YouTubers are talking about this, save for like a small handful. It's really concerning, especially when you got people like Aaron Hansen, an internet historian, who are basically saying like nothing bad's gonna happen. And I'm like thinking, well, that's good, but at the same time, there's so uncertainty. We don't know if this is gonna be the case. If you're not familiar with the situation, Coppa is basically the Child Online Protection Act. I know I really don't care to correct myself on this right now, but essentially it's to protect kids from being, you know, having their information be collected, which YouTube is accused of doing and was actually trialed, and yeah, they were guilty of it. It is fact. Whether the issues are a concern, that I do request you guys at the very least voice your concerns to the FTC, because if you look at what's actually being said here about what can and can't be put into videos, if they're for kids or not, it's not even if the videos are meant for kids, if they can be directed to kids. Like anything colorful, like if I say like whatever or cool, that can be considered for kids. It's really an outdated system that the FTC has here, and it's way too broad in general. Don't get me wrong, Coppa is a good thing to protect children from targeted advertising. But the way this situation has been going on about and how the documents are worded, it's a terrible thing. It gives way too much power to the FTC. Plus, it never hurts to have your average Joe Schmo talk about this. And I do have more links down below to go into certain talking points about this. I'm going to say this right off the bat. If you care about content on YouTube, if you care about content online, because this won't just apply to YouTube, but everywhere online, you really need to speak up to FTC. It doesn't matter if you're not even part of the country of the United States of America. This will affect everything. Much like how the EU affected the entire internet. This is something that affects everyone. Everyone! All I ask is that you please check out the links. Sign the petition that I have linked down below. Talk to the people at the FTC. I will provide another link in the description basically saying, giving you a chance to talk to them and tell them why this is a stupid idea. All I ask is that you please be civil about this. I know it's ironic coming from me because I have my character Komori basically flipping you all off at the moment, but it's just something to do. I even put in talking points and what you can say. I even gave an example from Noxton, who gives a really good example of how to talk to them. Because the big issue I have is how broad and vague their wording is, and how it can be applied to anything. It doesn't even matter if it's for adults. I mean, take for example, like Deadpool. That's a comic book character, and kids like comic book characters, so I guess he's supposed to be directed to kids. Or how about anime like Berserk? Oh yeah, let's see all that blood and guts for kids. That's totally for a kids' audience. My content is not for kids. It's a general neutral content for people to enjoy. People who grew up with stuff that I actively enjoy, like Pokemon and stuff like that. It goes into a more mature mindset. It's not directed primarily towards kids. And I know that the FTC does not have the power, does not have the amount of people. It's not even that well funded. Because there's way too much work. Even YouTube and Google can't do everything. Which makes me believe they're going to use bots, but regardless of that, it's going to do basically a surface level sweep on everything. Even just looking at the thumbnails, people are going to be screwed because of that. So, I need to be a bit more upfront. I've spent the last 6 years of my life making content on this channel. Yes, I don't make the best content. I don't make the most invigorating content, but it's content that has a niche audience and they like it. And it's just only recently that I finally managed to break a hill to get to 40k subscribers, and it was just like so satisfying. And if this goes into effect, I'll have no choice. I don't want to take the risk of being fined $42,000 for every video that some bot or some old hell foggy decided to think, oh, he's got a cartoon avatar. He must be for kids. I'm not going to take that risk. I literally can't take it. YouTube already screwed a lot of people over. I can't even begin to imagine how something like this would affect me. I don't want to say goodbye to this channel, but it's a definite possibility. And this will be applied to the entirety of the internet. I don't know what to say about this. And I know I'm coming off as emotional, but I have to. I have to be true to you guys. I don't want to say goodbye to YouTube. Yes, it's a terrible site. Yes, they treated our content creators like garbage. But I always thought that didn't matter. I was entertaining to quite a few people. And in all honesty, I don't want that to go away. This new law, it's not even a new law. It's been around for ages, and that's the problem. They haven't updated it. They haven't been specific. They are completely dumb. They are completely stupid for not even considering the social environment we live in nowadays. I've become cynical, my friends. So, where does this leave me? And where does this leave my channel? As much as I would love to keep uploading content, I just don't see how it's going to be viable for me to do so. And the new year rolls around, I'll have to probably put every video that I have into the kids' content because of how vague it is. Even the fact that I use cartoon avatars can be considered a part of this. And I know some people are saying, oh, they're only going to go after the big fish. And I'm like thinking, okay, fine, but you obviously have not heard of the phrase, absolute power corrupts absolute. And the fact that this wording, this law is so vague, and the penalty for something so minor, for not checking a box, it's just stupid. And I know there are people saying like, oh, well, it doesn't really affect you. I mean, they can't even make a good case. And it's like, it doesn't matter if they can make a good case or not. They can still bring charges up to you no matter what. And that's a process that I really can't even afford at this point. this isn't going to stop me from making videos until the new year. I am waiting to see what will come of this. We have until the 9th to voice our opinions. We have until the 9th to talk to the FTC. So go on the links in the description. Talk to the FTC. Tell them why this is a bad idea. How this will actually hurt children's content because there won't be any incentive for people to do this. YouTube's going to cut like about 90% of the revenue that children videos can make. And they won't show up in search results. They won't have comments. People won't even be alerted to when they upload new videos. It's a system that's inherently broken and one that cripples everything on the internet. Like I said, I've become cynical, my friends. So, at this point of the video, I feel downtrodden. I don't even know what to say. I was going to say things like support me and my other projects online, but honestly, I feel dead. I spent 6 years working hard on this channel, sacrificing everything that I could, working multiple jobs in order to make sure that I could get the assets, get the equipment, hell, even pay a couple people to help me out with editing so I can make quality videos, especially when I have to work another job in order to pay for my living expenses. I don't know what to do. I may have to abandon all this hard work just so I don't get treated like a criminal. I'm sorry. I'm getting way too emotional about this. I do need to tell you guys my plans. Even if YouTube fails, I'll still be creating content. It may not be YouTube videos, but it'll be other things. And if you want to support me, I'm going to be doing a few different things. The first is since I probably won't be able to work on AdSense anymore, I'll have to rely on things like merchandise, which is something I have been considering for a while, and I guess this is the kick in the pants that I need. But I'll be designing merch in the last month of November. In the last week of November. I'll make a video about it in the beginning of December. So if you wanted something with my characters on it, please consider that. I'll look into this stuff. I've really become cynical. However, this won't be the end of me. Like I said, I want to make merchandise, but I also want to make other things. I've been dabbling into actually making my own video games, and if you've been following me on Twitter, you've been seeing me posting artwork of some creatures, because I want to make a monster collecting game in the same vein as Pokemon, Digimon, etc., etc. And that leads me into what else you can do. And that's, please considering following me on Twitter. On there, not only can you see updates on my game design, but you can also see me rant like a madman at times and see updates on future videos. I'll always link new videos or streams on Twitter, especially if I'm forced to bend the knee to YouTube's BS, or if worse comes to worse, you'll at least know updates on there in the situation. And if you're going to follow me on Twitter, please consider joining my Discord server. There's no requirement to join my public Discord server other than to click on the link below in the server. Not only you get to bug the hell out of me in real time, but you can also ask me things about whatever and follow more and more updates. And this next one is a bit more personally, and I'm not trying to do this because this is a horrible thing to do. Because as much as I would love to shill to my patrons and ask for more money, if I'm not going to be able to rely on AdSense, then I need to find another outside thing other than my current job. I'm already working plenty of hours this time, especially with the holidays coming up. And I don't really want to shill, but I don't really have much of a choice in the matter. So please consider following me on Patreon, even if it's just for $1. Any little bit helps. Now I'll probably get people saying like, oh, you're so cheap, you're a shill, you're using emotional manipulation. And if you think that, then by all means, you don't have to support me. I totally understand how scummy this sounds, especially considering the topic. I'm like I said, I'm just going off my base instincts and coming off the top of my head. I do want to say that I will be updating my Patreon in the next couple weeks in order to reflect whatever changes are made. It might be based on more of my gaming and art abilities rather than my videos. I still want to make videos, but I can't deny how toxic and how much of an uphill battle it will become for me. I can't even talk to people in my comment sections eventually because that honestly sucks, because that's one of my favorite things to do. Even with the people who outright insult me, it's fun just to talk to them and get outside perspectives. I really don't want this to be the end of my YouTube career. I spent 6 years of my life trying to claw my way up to where I am now, dealing with hardships, losing a lot, and I don't even want to be gimped because YouTube screwed up, broke the law, and are now running like chickens with their heads cut off. Even as I write this script and talk to you, YouTube has already turned my channel into a made-for-kids channel, even though my channel isn't. And it is overriding what I actually want and is trying to slide in my face saying that I set this, even though I did not. Well, thanks for the non-choice there, YouTube, you bunch of jackasses! And fuck you, Susan! Ever since you took over, YouTube has become nothing more than a cesspool. I don't want to go quietly in the night, and you might not see me on YouTube, guys. That's why I want you to follow me on social media or go to my Discord server. But I'll still be around, somehow, some way. I love my audience, and I appreciate that you guys, even for clicking on the subscribe button or even clicking on my videos. It's really heartening to me to see that you guys just care what some loser who just makes videos for fun and a little bit of profit on the side as a little hobby. I don't even do this full time. I would love to, but let's be honest, it's probably going to be a pipe dream from now on. I really care for you guys. There were times when I just wanted to stop doing this. Yeah, YouTube screwed me over multiple times, but knowing that I had at least 40k people, and this is to the new people too who signed up recently because of my Has-Been Hotel videos, I thank you for that. I thank every single one of you guys who are watching this. It warms my heart. Thank you. Thank you so much for any amount of support you've given me. I honestly don't know what the future may hold. I don't know what will happen. We don't even know if the FTC will even listen to the complaints. We don't know if that petition will work. I'm really concerned that not a lot of big YouTubers are actually talking about this. Maybe they all got that mindset that Aaron Hansen has, that it's not a big deal, they won't go after you, but it's not even that, it's the threat. It's the possibility. We don't know how the FTC is going to do this. We can't assume that. we need to speak up. And it isn't always funny that these kinds of decisions are never left to the people. They're always decided by a group of 5 people. This happened last year with the whole, net neutrality thing and Ajit Pai. I don't even know what happened to that jackass either. But I don't know about you, but I'm kind of getting sick and tired of this. There needs to be a change. There needs to be some way that we can speak up about this. And I'm just some guy in his bedroom talking to you guys with a microphone with a picture of a anthropomorphic bat flipping everyone off because I'm so pissed and worried that I don't know what's going to happen. And it pains me. It sickens me that so many big YouTubers aren't talking about this publicly on their channels. Like, you can say, oh, they don't want to do fear-mongering. I get that. I get it. But at the same time, if PewDiePie, if Markiplier, if Jacksepticeye, if, hell, even if Keemstar and other people came out saying, like, we need to talk about FTC stuff, then there would be so much of an outcry, so much support to get the FTC to stop doing this. And even if you want to say that the guy who basically called us all fish in a barrel was just being a bluster, because, yeah, people like that in interviews can say whatever the hell they want. But the vague wording in what the FTC considers to be child-directed content, that's still a threat. That's still something that we need to take seriously. Because it would be only a matter of time until they actually went after the smaller people. Because who knows who they'll use as an example. It could be Jake Paul, Logan Paul, or it could be some no-name. You never know. You never know. In any case, I've been rambling way too long. I do have another video planned. It's a much better one, I promise you. But for now, I want to thank you all for watching. And if this is truly the end, thank you so much for the support. This is MangaKamen. And please, remember to examine your fandom. And if this is one of the last times that I get to say that, thank you for listening to this idiot ramble on about stupid pop culture stuff for almost 7 years. Thank you, and good night.